Dental Assistant Nation's a weekly podcast that I do. It's one that we focus about 15 minutes, focused every week on making sure dental assistants are empowered, enlightened, and educated, and that they stay in their job.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dental Office Managers Community Podcast, where we talk about the issues that matter most and help us to become better leaders in our dental practice. I'm your host, Kyle Summerford. Let's dive right in. Hey guys, it's Kyle Summerford, and we're back here for another podcast in the Dental Office Managers Community. And today we have Kevin Henry with us.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kevin. So if you don't know Kevin, I'm super excited to get him on here because Kevin and I have a little bit of a history.
We do.
And we have some similarities. And, I just kind of brought him on here so that, Kevin, you can share a little bit of to our audience.
Yeah.
Who you are.
Absolutely.
What's your story?
Well, you and I first crossed paths way back in the day at Penwell and then now Endeavor, whenever we were doing the Dental Office Manager and Dental Assisting Digest. But yeah, it's great. I've been the managing editor for Dental Economics, editor-in-chief for drbicuspid.com now, and then the editor-in-chief for Dental Products Report. So journalism for 25 years and the founder of the Dental Assistant Nation. Been speaking to dental assistants since 2005.
Wow, 2005.
Yeah. I know, long time, man.
Yeah, goes by quick.
It does.
So you said Dental Assistant Nation.
Yes.
Okay, what is that?
So Dental Assistant Nation's a weekly podcast that I do. It's one that we focus about 15 minutes, focused every week on making sure dental assistants are empowered, enlightened, and educated, and that they stay in their job. That's a big thing for me, is making sure that in the dental industry that we keep the team members that we have and making sure that they understand just how valuable they are.
Cool. So, yeah, is that one of the challenges, I would say?
Big. Yeah. Unfortunately, whenever it comes to dental assistants, there are so many who feel like that they're the low rung on the ladder, bottom man on the totem pole, whatever analogy you want to use. And what we have to do as an industry, and I think that's all of us, is make sure that our team members, assistants, but office managers, hygienists, everybody, they understand that we need them more than ever now. We don't just need them to show up, but we need them to actually love what they do. And how can we as an industry, how can we as dentists, how can we all work together to make sure that they understand that this isn't just a job. It is that life-changing experience that we love to talk about in dentistry.
Yeah. So I've seen that as well, firsthand in the dental practice and in the years I've been in dental, where, I feel like sometimes there's not as much confidence from dental assistants.
Yeah.
Because they kind of feel like they're maybe outcasts.
Yeah. It's tough because it's no secret that they're the lowest paid person on the team, and it's no secret that often if the trash needs to be taken out, it's them. If a patient gets sick in the bathroom, it's usually them cleaning it up. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that there's kind of this hierarchy, and it's in people's minds. And what we've got to do is realize that, whenever you say staff versus team, that's a big thing to me, because I think if you're a team, even if you are the perceived low person on the totem pole or whatever it might be, it's still that you're valued. And I think it's reminding people of that value. And again, depending on what state you're in, because every state has different dental assisting laws, but they can impact the bottom line in so many different ways, and they have to be reminded of that as well as empowered to actually have that training and want to pursue that too.
Yeah, that's all great information. I mean, in terms of like expanded function dental assistants, what are some of the ways that maybe these dental assistants can increase their self-value to a practice? Yeah,
and I think it's all about knowing your state laws. I'm in Colorado. I know you're not. So our dental assistants have different laws, and I think it's something that you have to, as a dentist or a dental assistant, you have to know what those state laws are. And a great place to do that is DANB, the Dental Assisting National Board.org. And if you click on Meet State Requirements, it's going to pop up a map of the 50 U.S. states. You click on your state, and it's going to show you exactly what you legally can do in that state. And I always encourage my dental assistants, use that as a roadmap. Take that into your dentist and say, you know what, here in this state, can help you with composites. I can actually pack cord. I can do a lot of different things. Now, every state is different. But if you have that and you take that into your dentist and say, I want to move my career forward by learning how to do this, and it's also going to help your bottom line, I think that that's a really important thing for every dental assistant to do. And hopefully the dentists understand whenever you have somebody else who can help you, that how much that can really drive your bottom line forward.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we need help in the practice. I mean, especially in these times, economic times or strange times, I guess, it's not easy to find dental assistants.
For sure.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a challenge moving forward and that's why I always encourage, if you have a dental assistant in your practice right now, how are you keeping him or her engaged? How are you making sure that him or her understands just how valuable they are? Because the worst thing that a dental practice can be doing right now is trying to find somebody to fill that position. So make sure that if you like the people you have in place, what are you doing to keep them? And again, it's not always about, well, I'll pay you $5 more an hour or everything else. It's more about making sure that they understand that whenever they come into work, that they are a key part of a team, and it's not just, well, you're here, yay. It really is something that they perceive the value of working there.
So as an office manager,
Yeah.
how can I show appreciation to a dental assistant in my practice? What are the top 3 ways, easy ways?
Top 3 easy ways, those 2 crazy words, thank you. I think that we've got to be doing that more in the practice with each other. We've got to be saying thank you. And I don't expect, if you're listening to this, office managers, I don't expect you to go, oh gosh, I've got to rain praise on my dental assistant every day. Well, it should be a 2-way street. It absolutely should. And I think the second thing is just acknowledge, get the elephant in the room out of the way. Like we said earlier, we know that as an office manager, these dental assistants are probably making less than you are. And they know that, you know that. So just make sure that there's no animosity there. Make sure that again, everybody's working together for the same common goal. Everybody wants that dental practice to succeed. So focus more on what your similarities are rather than your differences. And then I think the third thing would honestly be that a lot of dental assistants out there, their career goals are ultimately to do what you're doing. So not that you're trying to have them take your place in the practice. Let's make sure that I say that very clearly. But, if you want to serve as a mentor to them, if they have any desire to learn about insurance, if they have any desire to learn more about patient communication, more about what's going on at the front desk, I think there's a big mystery sometimes in dental practice. It's like, what are they doing back there? Well, what are they doing up there? And I think to kind of remove that cloak and really act as a mentor, I think that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, those are amazing tips. And I could see how they could easily be implemented to some degree in any practice.
Well, we're all trying to find things that don't cost money, right? And honestly, none of those things do. But it is going to take a little bit of your time and a little bit of your effort to actually make them happen. And trust me, whenever I'm speaking to my dental assisting audiences, I'm telling them to pursue these things too. It shouldn't just be you coming out and saying, what can I do to help you? The dental assistants in the practice should be coming and saying, what can I do to help you? What can we do to work together more? And also, I want to pick your brain about X, Y, Z.
So in the past, I've had one specific dental assistant. I'm not going to call out her name, even though she's in our community, but you know who you are. And she's just so eager to help, you know, and it's good, but it can also, I see how it can also be, misconstrued as oh, I want to take your job or, but.
And I think that you've just got to understand that in today's dentistry has changed. Since COVID, and I know we hate that C word, but since COVID, so many dental practices have evolved to where there's so much cross-training going on now, where there's so much of a crossover of things that can be done, not clinically, but other things as well. And I think that we've, again, just have to work together. And if there's a way that you can be more efficient by working together, I don't see an issue with that. But I know that sometimes people get territorial, but I think it's all about just making sure that at the end of the day, it's not a me versus you, but it's a we working toward elevating that practice to its highest level.
Yeah, it takes a team. I mean,
Absolutely.
No practice can be successful with just a bunch of eyes, right?
Amen.
I mean, I have a good team, and we've worked together for many, many years. A lot of our staff have been in the office with us for a lot of years, and so we like to keep everyone happy, and that's kind of like our goal, because we don't want to lose that staff.
Yeah, and I think that's the key is, we've got to talk to each other and see what goals are, see what drivers are, have those stay interviews that we always talk about. Make sure you're checking in with your team to see what what are their positives of walking into the practice and what are the things that they don't really enjoy, and how can you lessen those. I think that's really important if you want to keep your team together.
Great. So Kevin,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Honored to do it, man. Thanks.
All this helpful information for our audience, for your podcast.
Yeah.
So just share a little bit. How can our audience
Absolutely. I
find your podcast?
appreciate that. So Dental Assistant Nation, it's on all the Apple, Spotify, Google, all the major podcast platforms. I come out with a new episode every Sunday. We try to bring on somebody from the industry who's got something of value to give to assistants, or sometimes it's just me giving you a pep talk. But I promise you, it never lasts more than 20 minutes. We keep them short, sweet, to the point, because we know that's what our assistants need right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. So
Hey, always, man. Thanks so much.
thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Kevin. Everybody take care, and we'll talk to you soon.